All right, I've gotten the go-ahead, so I will go ahead. You're welcome. And I hereby call to order the fourth meeting of the 62nd session of Student Senate at 7 p.m. With that, there are a few individuals who have not sworn in that we need to swear in before we get there. Do you remember there's three? If you are here, please make your way. Thank you. That's two of the three. That's what I thought. I didn't see her either. That's okay. It's if she's here, then we can't do it until she swears in. So I'm gonna run through here. So if you step this way, easier to see it. When we get to the position, like I'm gonna stop at of, and then I'm gonna point at you. That's when you say, what position you have been sworn into. Everybody good? Yep. Right hand up. Yes, sir. Right hand up and repeat after me. Right. I hereby swear.
I hereby swear.
That I will faithfully serve.
That I will faithfully serve.
The students of Wichita State University.
The students of Wichita State University.
Act in accordance with.
Act in accordance with.
The Student Government Association Constitution.
The Student Government Association Constitution.
And fulfill all duties and responsibilities.
And fulfill all duties and responsibilities.
Required of the office of.
Required of the office of Freshman Senator.
Required of the office of Freshman Senator.
I will. To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the Student Government.
The Constitution of the Student Government.
Association of Wichita State University.
Association of Wichita State University.
Congratulations. Right. With that, we can officially take roll call. When I say your name, please answer with either here or present. Senator Babin.
Present.
Senator Brown.
Present.
Senator Castillo.
Present.
Senator Coates.
Present.
Senator Cunningham.
Present.
Senator Day.
Here.
Senator Flores.
Here.
Senator Gibson.
Present.
Senator Giunta. Senator Glover.
Present.
Senator Hopper.
Here.
Senator Kata.
Present.
Senator Kahinde. Senator Kendrick.
Present.
Senator Khan.
Here.
Senator Lube.
Present.
Senator Mai.
Here.
Senator Mattson.
Present.
Senator Miller.
Present.
Senator Morgan.
Present.
Senator Mounts.
Present.
Senator Navarro. Is it Gwynn? Senator Wynn?
Present.
Thank you. Senator Njau?
Present. Present.
Emily is not part. Senator Peter?
Present.
Senator Peterson?
Present.
Senator Reed?
Present.
Senator Ritchie?
Here.
Senator Sanchez?
Here.
Senator Spencer?
Here.
Senator Tehran?
Present.
Senator Tubak?
Here.
Senator Tucker,
Present.
Senator Wang,
Here.
Senator Webb,
Here.
Senator Wright,
Present.
Senator Zacharias.
Here.
So we have met. Thank you. So we have met quorum tonight with 35 total in attendance. Simple majority will be 18. 2/3 of present will be 24. 2/3 of majority will be 28. With that, we'll move into section 3, approval of the minutes. Are there any corrections necessary to the minutes? Seeing none, minutes are adopted as such. Moving into item 4, public forum. Weird. As a reminder, public forum provides a chance for individuals to have the privilege of speaking before the Senate. This is a time for the association to listen to what the community has to say, and to that we offer our undivided respect and attention. I would like to remind everyone that although we allow the speakers the privilege to use this platform, the opinions of the speakers do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the association or the university. Lastly, in the essence of time, we do limit speeches in public forum to a length of 3 minutes unless the speaker has spoken to us about it ahead of time. That being said, we do have a few individuals who have requested to speak. Is there a representative for Shockers for Life here? Please approach the podium. Starting a timer.
Thank you.
You have 3 minutes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mariah Stever. I am the president of the new proposed student organization, Shockers for Life, and I have received some questions about our club, so I just wanted to clarify a few things, specifically on the pillars that I mentioned at the last Senate meeting, which are awareness and service, fundraising, and prayer, are the main things we're going to be focusing on this year. And they describe the 3 types of events that our group will have over the course of this school year. Shockers for Life aims to bring awareness and conversation about the topic of abortion in a peaceful and a respectful way. The most common way that we plan to do this is through the use of open dialoguing with fellow students. Shockers for Life will also work to provide support and resources for pregnant and parenting students on campus. Our fundraising events will cover both various group expenses and provide donations for local pregnancy resource centers in the area. Finally, while our club will be hosting some prayerful events throughout the year, Shockers for Life is religiously inclusive and open to all members, regardless of creed, and members are not required to attend prayer events that they do not feel comfortable at. While I realize that not everyone will agree with what our group is advocating for, members will be encouraged and they will be expected to respect anyone who engages with our group with respect, and I am asking all of you for the same respect for Shockers for Life. Our group has already generated a lot of interest from students on campus who have expressed looking for a place to have their voices be heard on this topic. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing your decision about our group.
Are there any questions for the speaker? Senator Turan.
Hi. So we have a Catholic church on campus, and they provide a lot of resources kind of similar to this club. And I don't know if you're aware of like any other organizations that kind of, support the same thing.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of other religiously affiliated clubs. And I just wanted to know how you would distinguish yourself, or just kind of just make yourself like is there a need for another? Is I guess what I'm asking.
Right. So yeah, we do have the Catholic Church on campus, but what makes Shockers for Life different is that you don't have to have a specific religion to join. We're open to all. It's not specifically on religion. It's about the pro-life movement in particular. so they have a place, regardless of what their religion is, to come and support that idea.
Any other questions? Senator Tucker?
So, just as a point of clarification, I'm trying to understand, you're saying that the goal of Shockers for Life is to advocate for basically pro-life agendas through principles of religious doctrine. Is that correct?
No, we're not going to focus on religion, just bring awareness about pro-life, give students the opportunity to have their voices be heard on this topic. They just want.
Are there any other questions for the speaker? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank
You
you.
may be seated. Who's the other one? Yeah.
Okay, y'all. This is just an informal report. I didn't make it on the presentation today, so I'm speaking in public forum to make up for that because I still have to report to you all what I got information this morning from our event. So this morning we had our Sweet Meet with the Student Advocate event. There was over 200 students that stopped by the table, and we got some pretty good data because we had a survey that was available for students to take. So some of the questions on the survey were like rank the following based on importance. Parking, academic appeals, international issues, legal services, financial aid, administrative transparency, stuff like that. What services would benefit you from the student advocate, and I'm planning next week to have this prepared for you in an actual infographic that would make it easier to see the data that we collected. But I just wanted to update everyone that we did get that information, and feedback wise, I'll update you. But yeah, that's that. And then the last thing is that I did meet with Dr. Radigan as well as David Moses, who's the general counsel for Wichita State University, about legal services coming to student government as a program. And so we will also be in the works still talking about that and looking for people that would be interested in helping. But yeah, and any questions about that, just let me know. But I'm excited to share this information with you all that we collected. That's all.
Are there any questions for the speaker?
Yes, Grant.
Senator Day?
Oh, sorry.
How many people do you believe took the survey?
I didn't count, but there's this many. There's maybe maybe I would say 70 or 60.
Okay.
Maybe 50. I don't know. But yeah.
Any other questions for the speaker?
Go.
Seeing none, thank you. You may be seated. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in public forum at this time? Seeing none, we will move into item 5, officer reports. President's report.
Sorry, I'm farther away today, so it takes me a bit longer to get over here. So I don't have a whole lot. Just so you all are aware, I will be starting back up with the search committee tomorrow afternoon, so I will not physically be in the office, but I will be on campus still. Once again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about the search committee, please contact Steve Clark, who is the chair of the committee. I am not able to discuss anything with you. But I just wanted to keep you in the loop that is starting back up. I will also be speaking at a 9/11 observance program on the 11th, and then also at the National Advisory Council for the WSU Foundation meeting. So that'll be really interesting. I don't remember the date off the top of my head, but I do believe it is late September. Also, we are planning on hosting the JAG-K conference this year. I don't remember if I've mentioned this to you all or not quite yet. But the JAG-K conference is for current high school students, and there are a few middle school students, I do believe, who come from disadvantaged backgrounds, and really it's just bringing them onto campus and just getting them, providing them with the information about how to succeed in college and why they should still come to college, things like that. But we will be having a student panel, and so if you know of anybody who would be either a good speaker for that or interested in speaking, please encourage them to either get in contact with me, or you can tell me their name and I can get in contact with them as well. We still have a little bit of time, so if it's next week or the week after, that's totally okay, but sooner rather than later. And then lastly, well, two more things actually. Committee applications are still open. Especially university committees and Supreme Court. I'm going to keep saying this until we get more people to apply. We have had a few more applications. However, so we still have all the list on the website that needs to be filled, but then also the ITS committee that I discussed last week, and I have more information about that here with me. So if you are interested in this committee, let me know and I can show you this so you have a bit more of an understanding of what this committee does. And we are also needing a student to serve on the Dining Services Advisory Committee. So if that's something that you're interested or know of somebody else who might be interested in, that would be great. Please apply or tell them to apply. Now, final thing is Trello. I don't know if all of you saw, but I did post the link on the Facebook page. So please check that out. It has all of the goals that I have for this session. I'm still working on it, and it's going to continue to be a work in progress. So just keep up with it, and let me know if you have any questions or ideas about the things that are on there. I'd be more than happy to meet with you, and I do believe you should be able to type comments on there as well, so feel free to do that too. So that's all I have.
Are there any questions for the President's report? Senator Mounts?
Specifically for the JAG-K conference, would that be a good way we could push DEI's Inspire program? DEI being the new, yeah.
According to Nancy, possibly, yes. We will discuss later. We're still trying to formulate the whole schedule for the day and plans and whatnot. So once I get more information, I'll get in contact with all of you, letting you know, and yeah, so.
Senator Ritchie?
When do committee applications close, or are they like open until they need to be filled?
They're open till they're filled. So preferably they will close here soon because all of them will be filled.
Any other questions for the President's report?
You mentioned the 9/11 event that you're speaking at. Could you go into a little bit more detail about it?
Yeah, so I am meeting with Larry Burks on Monday to discuss it a bit more because I'm not 100%. It was just through email, so I'll be meeting with him to get a little bit more information. But really, I think the whole goal of the event is for our incoming freshmen and sophomore students, they were born right whenever the attack happened. And so really it's just trying to gain their perspective of how it's shaped, the world for them. Do they think things are different based on what they've experienced to what they've been told previously, things like that. But I can get you more information as to what that will be like. And I'll post on the Facebook page too when and where that's going to be also. So I would love to see you all there.
Are there any other questions for the President? Seeing none, we'll move into item B, Vice President's report. everybody's on the same page. All right, so I've only got a couple things on my report. There's more that's going to be submitted to the record, but a couple things. So last time I was talking about community garden, and we had a previous senator, Maddie Laughlin, sorry, tongue-tied a second, who I believe is still the president of the Green Group, has reached out to myself as well as the president, and so we're going to be setting up a meeting with her to discuss options for the community garden, as well as replanting trees that were torn up by all the new buildings, as well as some that are planned to be torn up, trying to create a plan for that to help the university, stay green. Another thing that we're going to be talking about is Shocker Locker updates, and that's the Shocker Support Locker. Sorry, I'm not allowed to say that. Anyway, so she's got a few ideas that she thinks that the Shocker Support Locker should branch out into, and so we're going to be talking about those. The only other thing that I have is a reminder. Last time that I talked about sustainability, and that they were looking for students to kind of get feedback on what the future sustainability plan at WSU is looking like. As far as I know, there have been 7 students that have volunteered, but they still have it open. So if you still know of anybody, please encourage them to apply. Other than that, I stand for questions. Are there any questions for me? Seeing none, I'll sit back down now. Moving into item C, Treasurer's report. Treasurer is currently not here. She's dealing with a family matter, so we will move past that into section 6, other reports. Item A, Chief of Operations.
Hi everyone. I hope you had a good long weekend. I don't have much except for what I talked about when Josie was presenting about National Voter Registration Day. I've been working a lot on that, kind of hitting a lot on that, working with Gabriel and the collaboration, hopefully with Loudlet. I'm still waiting to hear back from them, but I have reached out to them to see if they want to do a collaboration to hopefully get those numbers up, and also working with Josie to think of other ways to reach out to students who don't have the resources they feel like to not vote, etc. So that's basically been my main thing I've been working on since that's coming up here soon. And I think that's it for now.
Are there any questions for the Chief of Operations? Seeing none, we'll move into item B, Director of Public Relations report.
Good evening, everyone. This week I have started our social media spotlights, and I posted on the Facebook page the Google form again. I posted it at the beginning of the summer, but some of you weren't on the Facebook page. So if you guys could all fill that out, and if you're not on the Facebook page now, please reach out to me. You all know where my office is and my email and all of those fun things. So just let me know how to best reach you, and I'll try to be accommodating with that. That is if you want a spotlight of you. Sorry. That's all conditional. Also, the sign-up sheet for September events is still up on the Facebook page as well. Our next event is going to be Guac with SGA on National Guacamole Day, September 16th. So that should be a fun little tabling activity where we hand out guacamole and get some student feedback on little forms that I've created. So great. If you guys have any suggestions or questions.
Are there any questions for the Senator Zacharias?
What was the day again for the guacamole?
It's September 16th, 11 to 1, I believe. I don't believe that's what time it is, for sure.
Are there any other questions for the Director of Public Relations? Seeing none, we'll move into Section 7, Appointments. Item A. The Chief shall read.
SB-62-36, appointing the position of RSC Board of Directors Student Representative. Action first, appoint the position of RSC Board of Directors Student Representative. I hereby nominate Walter Wright to the position of RSC Board of Directors Student Representative. In his application and interview, he demonstrated enthusiasm to serve the students of Wichita State University and a desire to correct flaws in the system that represent them. He has previously served on this board and has further demonstrated his ability to listen and assess from both sides of an issue throughout several sessions of the Student Senate.
Does the author wish to speak to this bill? No, I do not. All my words are pretty much right there. But I can't speak higher of Walter. With that, does the nominee wish to speak to this bill?
No, I think you got it, but thank you.
All right. Are there any questions for myself or the nominee? Seeing none, we'll move into the debating period. Is there anyone wishing to debate at this time? Seeing none, we'll move into the voting period. All those in favor, please raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed? SB-62-036 has passed its two-thirds majority requirement with 34 in favor, 0 against, and 8 abstentions. With that, we'll move into item B. The chief shall read.
SB-36-037, appointing the position of underserved senator, authored by Michael Burse, President of the Senate. Action first, appoint the position of underserved senator. I hereby nominate Hannah Ezell to the position of underserved senator. In her application and interview, she demonstrated a passion for civil engagement with goals to increase mental health awareness. She focused on making underrepresented students feel represented and listened to, and her desire to help people as her reason for applying.
Are there any questions for the author? Seeing none, does the nominee wish to speak to this bill? Yeah. Please approach the podium.
Hi, my name's Hannah Ezell. I just wanted to come up here to communicate how passionate I am about civic engagement and making sure that students from marginalized communities feel welcome here on campus. I definitely think that we could do more outreach events just to hear about their experiences and make sure that we're allowing them to have the best college experience possible.
Does the nominee wish to take questions?
I do.
Are there any questions for the nominee? Senator Khan.
So, are there any other organizations that you're wanting to join on campus?
Yes, I've been thinking of joining Black Student Union.
Are there any other questions for the nominee? Seeing none, the nominee may either stay or leave for debate.
I'll stay.
With that, we'll move into the debating period. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate on this item? Seeing none, we'll move into the voting period. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? SB-62-037 has passed its two-thirds majority requirement with 35 in favor, 0 against, and 7 abstentions. As a reminder for those who are being appointed, please stay till the end so that we can swear you in. With that, we'll move into item C. Sorry, I stole your job. The chief shall read.
SB-62-038, appointing the position of at-large senator, authored by Michael Burst, President of the Senate. Action first, appoint the position of at-large senator. I hereby nominate Rija Nizar to the position of at-large senator. In her position and interview, she demonstrated enthusiasm to continue her service to students and eagerness to learn the ins and outs of the legislative process as she strives for a future career in this field. She focused on bridging the gap between various demographics across campus and the local community as one of her reasons for applying.
Are there any questions for the author? Seeing none, does the nominee wish to speak to this? Please approach the podium.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rija Nazir. I am a freshman this year at Wichita State, majoring in political science. I was very excited to apply for SGA. As a political science major, career-wise, I do want to end up doing something in the legislative branch, hopefully in U.S. Congress. As for my role in SGA, I would really hope to focus on diversity and including everyone around me. Growing up in Wichita and Wichita Public Schools, I was really not represented. I didn't feel like anybody was standing up for me. And I realized that it wasn't just about having someone, a Muslim woman, a brown woman, who looked like me to represent me, though that would be great. It's about being open to listen to other people's struggles, though someone who represents me doesn't look like me or have the same struggles, it's crucial to be able to listen to that person and represent them and their struggles and be able to have those difficult conversations, because without them, you really can't have a functioning government or organization or school or city or country.
Does the nominee wish to take questions?
I do.
Are there any questions for the nominee? Senator Khan.
Hi. So since you're a freshman senator, how do you plan on educating yourself about the issues that the freshmen face on campus?
That's a great question. I know that I am new to campus and I'm not very in tune with all the issues and events that happen on campus. I plan to use my senator hours in the week to kind of get in the loop of things, kind of learn the history of our campus, our issues in the past, our current issues, to learn what we can do in the future to fix those.
Are there any other questions for the nominee? Senator Zacharias.
What other organizations are you planning on joining besides SGA?
So I am currently in Student Ambassador Society, which is a really great outlet to learn about campus. It's honestly a great organization. I've got to meet so many new people. I've got to meet the president of the interim president of campus. So it's honestly a blessing to be in SAS.
Are there any other questions for the nominee? Seeing none, the nominee may either stay or leave for debate. With that, we'll move into the debating period. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Sanchez, I saw you first.
Yes, so this individual has been dedicated to student government for as long as I could remember, because when I was a freshman senator, I was the honor senator my freshman year, I was on the Diversity Task Force Committee, and she was one of the students who came to our meeting, an SGA meeting, as a junior in high school. So it's really heartwarming for me to see that she's now here today as a current freshman running for this position. I know her through SAS now even more, in my contact with her since her junior year in high school. So I would 100% recommend that we all appoint this individual.
Senator Khan, do you still have a debate?
Yes. I'm also speaking in favor of this nominee. I've had the privilege to know her since I moved here, and I honestly can say I've seen her grow and take these leadership roles in her high school, and I think her being in this Senate will, help us improve what we do and have fresh ideas come from someone who has been in leadership positions and will be able to improve our issues and resolutions and bills or whatever we do. So I encourage all of you to vote in favor.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate? Senator Mounts.
Motion to pass by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, SB-62-038 passes with unanimous consent of the Senate. Moving into item D, the chief shall read.
SB-62-039, appointing the position of at-large senator, authored by Michael Burst, President of the Senate. Action first, appoint the position of at-large senator. I hereby nominate Zachary James to the position of at-large senator. In his application and interview, he demonstrated enthusiasm to continue his service to the students of Wichita State University and broaden his involvement from a particular group to all students. He focused on creating better representation and fighting for students' concerns as his reasoning for applying.
Are there any questions for the author? Seeing none, does the nominee wish to speak to this bill?
Hello, my name is Zachary James. I'm a sophomore studying political science. I was a part of Student Government Association last year. I served as the out-of-state senator, and I'm your nominee for at-large senator. I chose at-large because it is the broadest group of students. Instead of trying to represent just one college or one group of students, I get to represent just about the entire campus. As far as my involvement on campus already, it goes as Black Student Union, HALO, Shocker Leaders Unite, Man of Excellence. I feel like there's more, but I forget. And yeah, I yield the rest of my time for questioning.
Are there any questions for the nominee? Senator Zacharias, I saw you first.
So since you want to continue your service with SGA, what are some examples of the service you participated in your previous term?
So although I didn't write any legislation last year, one of the biggest things that we focused on was the referendum. And a lot of students either didn't know a lot about the referendum or didn't know essentially how to vote about it or vote on it. So I talked to a lot of constituents about how I felt about it and how I was going to vote. And I don't know if I swayed them one way or not, but just being able to talk to those students kind of helped me out gaining some experience in student government. And although it wasn't on the, I forget what it's called, but the student budgeting finance committee, I did attend some of the meetings that they had, so I could get a little glimpse into that as well.
Senator Khan, do you still have a question?
Yes. So, are there any specific goals or problems that you see on campus that you would like to work on once you become a senator?
Yeah, there's a lot of the main problems. Obviously, a lot of people talk about are parking and Wi-Fi, and those are some things that I want to try to fix. I already have some contacts, some phone numbers and emails that could help me fix the problems. And I'm also in talks with some senators in here about certain legislation that will be on the agenda in the future.
Are there any other questions for the nominee? Seeing none, the nominee may either stay or leave for debate. Moving into the debate period, is there anyone wishing to speak in debate? Senator Mounts.
So last session, I had the pleasure of working with, Senator-elect James, and he was actually in the Diversity Task Force Committee with me as well, and I have almost never seen the kind of community outreach he can do, and the fact that he communicates well with his constituent group. And so I will be voting yes for this bill, and I cannot wait to work with future Senator James.
Is there anyone else? Senator Khan?
I would also like to speak in favor of this nominee today. He has shown a lot of passion. While he wasn't a senator, he contacted me asking like, hey, is there anything I can help you with? Is there any legislation or bill? And I think that really shows that he really wants to come back and do some good work. So I will be voting in favor of this nominee.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in the debate? Senator Morgan.
So if you've seen me anywhere on campus, you've probably seen Zach with me, and he is a true champion for his constituency, and he will do anything and everything in his power to make their voices heard. So I will definitely be voting yes.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Sanchez.
Motion to adopt by unanimous consensus.
Any objections? SB-62-039 passes with unanimous consent of the Senate. Moving into item E, the Chief.
SB-62-040, appointing the position of Safety and Student Services Chair, authored by Katrina Miller, Student Body President. Action first, appoint Crystal Zacharias to the position of Safety and Student Services Chair. I hereby nominate Crystal Zacharias to the position of Safety and Student Services Chair. In her application and interview, Crystal portrayed a passion for addressing the main concerns of students and working towards solutions. Crystal is a kind and hardworking individual which will help lead her committee towards success.
Does the author wish to speak to this bill?
No.
Are there any questions for the author? Seeing none, does the nominee wish to speak to this bill?
Yes. Hi all. My name is Crystal Zacharias. I am the Liberal Arts and Sciences Senator. Currently, I'm involved with the McNair Scholars Program. I am majoring in psychology, and I am a junior. I wanted to apply for Safety and Student Services Chair because I feel that our committee can do so much more. We would normally convene and work on one project at a time, and I kind of want to utilize our committee to do more outreach and research on multiple issues to later convene at our meetings to discuss which issues we should address and to work more efficiently so we can do more for our students.
Does the nominee wish to take questions?
Yes.
Are there any questions? Senator Peterson.
What are some of the issues you'd like to face first if you were elected chair?
So my main concern is something that I've been trying to work on since last year. Actually, my two main concerns. So one of the things I want to address is the tobacco policy on campus. I just want to strengthen the education behind that. In 2017, when that first came to our campus, it was really strong. The signs were everywhere, and currently there seems to be no information about that given to a lot of our students. So it's not commonly known that when they say tobacco policy, they also include e-cigarettes, vape, all of that kind of stuff. And so students are talked to about it when they were never even properly informed. And another thing I wanted to work on is the parking garage. So that's something. Unlike the rest of the yellow areas, after 5 p.m. you still cannot park in the parking garage, and that's something I want to fix. So even if it is just a small step, it would be a step in the right direction, making the top floor of the parking garage free after 5 p.m. It's a matter of safety for our students as well, not having to walk in the dark to their car long distances.
Are there any other questions? Senator Kendrick, I saw you first.
What is your opinion on allowing scooters on campus? I know right now it's currently under reconsideration. Have you gauged any students to see if there's interest in it in terms of safety and transportation on campus. What's your overall opinion on it?
I would have to look more into that. From what I've heard only 2 opinions about that, and I don't feel like that's enough information to speak on it.
Senator Khan, do you still have a question? Are there any other questions for the nominee? Seeing none, you may be seated. Moving into debate, is there anyone wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Khan.
So I would like to say that Senator Zacharias has been in this or SGA since like her freshman year last year, and she has been part of safety and student services. Thank you so much. Since she was like a freshman, and she would know how to handle the situations that or issues that might be coming in, and I believe she's very driven, and she will get things done. And I completely back her on, okay, that was wrong. I mean, I support her nomination tonight, and therefore I will be voting in favor. And I encourage all of you to vote in favor as well.
Senator Wang, do you still have?
Yes. I'm gonna vote in favor for Crystal because I have a privilege to serve with her under safety and student service last year. She is very passionate about the things that she cares about. Also, she is driven and get things done. So I think that's someone we need as a chair to get the community going. And then I think she's definitely gonna do a great job when she's in the position. So I encourage you to vote in favor to vote her as the safety student service chair. Thank you.
Senator Gibson.
I was also in the Safety and Student Services Committee last year, and Crystal did amazing work on the tobacco legislation. She is very driven, and she will do great in this position if she is elected.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Peterson.
Motion to adopt by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, SB-62-040 passes with unanimous consent of the Senate. Moving into item F, the chief shall read.
I am changing the name right now because I realized that is wrong. And I will finish the rest as soon as I'm done. SB-62-041, appointing the position of Diversity, Empowerment, and Inclusion Chair, authored by Katrina Miller, Student Body President. Action first, appoint Aaron Mounts to the position of Diversity, Empowerment, and Inclusion Chair. I hereby nominate Aaron Mounts to the position of Diversity, Empowerment, and Inclusion Chair. Aaron is extremely passionate about serving the diverse population of Wichita State University to ensure campus is welcoming and empowering. This passion of Aaron's will allow the Diversity, Empowerment, and Inclusion Committee to ensure programs and initiatives like the Inspire program succeed.
Does the author wish to speak to this bill?
No.
Are there any questions for the author? Seeing none, does the nominee wish to speak to this bill?
Yes. All right, hello everyone. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Aaron Mounts. I'm sure we've made that pretty clear by this point. Anyways, so I had the honor of serving on, I guess what is now called DEI, but I served under Chair Anicia Brumley. But what actually got me into SGA was her mentoring me through the Passage to Success program. And so I have had her as a mentor for well over a year now. And so that is really what inspired me to apply for this chair position, because I definitely think that DEI, especially under the new name, can really reach out to students, and to not only students here at Wichita State University, but students in the Wichita School District as well. That's kind of part of what the Inspire program is, and that is one of the things I pushed very hard when I was actually applying for my nomination to be back in Senate. So that's kind of my plan, is to help push that program, as well as just doing outreach to different RSOs around campus that do serve underserved the underserved populations here at Wichita State University. I'm also making just some various changes of how our committee is run, more dealing with Robert's rules, making sure that we are Cora and the other one, which I don't remember, Cora and Coma, making sure that we actually do follow those rules and guidelines in our committee. And I yield my time to the floor.
Are there any questions for the nominee? Senator Khan.
What is the Inspire program?
So the Inspire program is a program that I believe was spearheaded under Joseph Shepard during one of his administrations. I'm not sure which one. But basically, it is a way for Wichita State University to reach out underserved populations in different, basically, high schools and middle schools around kind of wherever we happen to feel like. I know for the last few years it's been more focused on just specifically the Wichita School District. It is hard to cover a lot of ground because I believe there are something like 12 or 13 high schools. I don't remember the exact number here. But basically it is empowering students who may not believe they have a chance to make it all the way here to college. And that's definitely something that can and will be done by these students. And so it is our job to kind of reach out, make sure that we support them since we are a post-secondary institution, and really make kids feel like they do have a chance, and they do have a chance at coming to college, and that they will succeed.
Are there any other questions for the nominee? Senator Sanchez.
Yeah, can you speak a little bit more on your experiences and your qualifications with advocating, interacting with students of other identities, like other than your own, and then kind of elaborate a little bit more on your intersecting identities yourself for this position?
So as for advocacy, so I myself am LGBT, and so I have worked a lot on that topic. That has been my main focus. However, I'm wanting to branch out, obviously. So I have done a lot of advocating, not only for my high school, trying to create a gender and sexuality alliance, having to deal with that for 3 years. I have lobbied in the Kansas State House for LGBT rights, making sure that my population and my identity is supported by our state legislature. On other sides, I did do some work with the Inspire program last year, reaching out to more racial minorities here in Wichita and other things like that. And even even events as small as standing up for students who are underserved in maybe some precarious situations and things like that. So I have close to a full year in SGA. I served almost the entire last session. I know Robert's rules pretty well, and I've been mentored, I like to consider pretty well, by former Senator Brumley.
Are there any other questions for the nominee? Senator Mattson.
What are a few issues that would take priority for you if selected to chair this committee?
Number one is Inspire. I think I've made that pretty clear. But basically just reaching out, making sure that we get that program up and running again. I already have ideas, especially getting in contact with different high schools across the district. I know that's something we worked on last year, but making sure we actually follow through with that. On the other side, I stand in a very unique position because not only am I up for appointment for this chair, but I also work in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, and so I can work very closely with the director, Alicia Sanchez, and figuring out ways to specifically that I want to see is having us reach out to the LGBT community here at Wichita State. I've thought about different fundraising opportunities, partnering with the drag show, things like that. And so those two, basically reaching out and supporting our LGBT community here and working with the Inspire program, are my two main things if I get your approval for this chair position.
Are there any other questions? Senator Kendrick.
As chair, would you be open to those of us who are not on the Diversity Task Force Committee but are underserved representatives senators, could we collaborate on something to reach out to our many respective organizations who are from communities of color or marginalized communities? One, just to reach out to them, introduce ourselves to them, and then possibly host something, a town hall, informational, just to get a gauge on how they feel about their experiences on campus. Because I think that's something that's very step one in terms of what are we going to do this year for our constituents. Would it be a matter of coming to you, coming to your committee? What do you think the process would be? And also, do you support an initiative like that?
So I am 100% of support of you coming to me and coming to my committee and presenting, and I am 100% behind an initiative like that. My goal is to try to reach out to as many students as we can, starting with the most underserved. So I know there used to be, I don't remember the name of the committee, it was more for student, I think it was actually just called Student Outreach Committee or something similar to that. But kind of taking their initiatives and reaching out to different organizations like BSU and like Halo and like Muslims for Change, for instance, because I know at least one of our senators is part of that. But reaching out to different RSOs and getting their opinions and kind of talking to them and introducing ourselves, making sure that we're known. But going back, I do support collaboration, especially with the underserved Senate seats, because that was actually one of the, not if one of the first, but one of the biggest things that this committee has done was actually create those seats and make sure that the students from underserved populations do have a voice in our student government.
Are there any other questions for the nominee? Seeing none, you may be seated. We'll be moving into the debate period. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Gibson, I saw you first.
So I've known Senator Mounts for about, I'd say, a year-ish now. And I just know how passionate he is about student government. His passion is actually what drove me to apply for a Senate seat last year. And he's been talking about the Diversity Task Force ever since I got to know him, or what it's known now as DEI. And I just really think that he'd be a great chair. He really cares about this position. He cares about his constituents. He cares about student government as a whole. And I think that he'll do well.
Senator Khan, do you still wish to debate?
Yes. I would also like to speak in favor. And I just want to say he is very well-versed in his stuff, and he's very open to different ideas and to do stuff and to do many different things. And I remember when he was in high school, he hosted an event with Tyler Oakley. If you all don't know who Tyler Oakley is, he's basically really famous on YouTube and pretty cool. And he was one of the people who got to spoke next to him, and it was an amazing event. And I think seeing something like that come from our Diversity, Empowerment, and Inclusion Committee, it will be great to see stuff that is new and fresh and open to all.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Flores.
Yeah, I'm going to be speaking in favor of this because I have known Senator Mounts since before we started college, shortly before, during the Past to Success program that he mentioned earlier. And since the very beginning, he showed passion and dedication towards marginalized communities, both the ones that he represents and the ones that he doesn't, and has shown passion towards wanting to represent them and making things better for marginalized groups on campus. And so I cannot think of anyone better who would serve as DEI chair.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time?
Point of information, I just had a question about, is there a chance or is there a time during this where we nominate other people, or is that not appropriate during this time?
So at this time, no. But there is a way in which to nominate to unfilled positions, and it's nominations by the floor. Or am I wrong, Gabe?
No, so nominations to everything still come through the student body president. So until that changes in the Constitution, everything is still done by the student body president. So you can talk to the student body president to make nominations, but the Senate can't actually nominate anyone to hold a chair position or any appointed position on the floor.
I stand corrected. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Seeing none, we'll move into the voting period. All those in favor, please raise your hand.
Point of information, do I vote for myself? Or do I abstain?
That is your call.
Okay. I didn't know if I had to abstain since it was a conflict of interest.
I think that would be the smart move, but I don't think there's anything that's states that. So, your call. With that, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? With that, SB-62-041 has passed its two-thirds majority requirement with 33 in favor, 1 against, and 8 abstentions. With that, we'll move into item 8, unfinished business. Item A. You can just read the title.
SB-62-26, the Association Partnerships Lead Us to Success Act, authored by Michael Burst, Student Body Vice President, Gabriel Fonseca, Assistant Director of Student Involvement, Katrina Miller, Student Body President, Grant Day, At-Large Senator.
As a reminder, this bill was tabled last week till now, so we will resume the debate period. Senator Mounts.
Motion to amend Action 12 and 13 to strike.
What's the line number, please?
95 through 110.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Senator Zacharias for the second. This is debatable. Senator Mounts, as it is your motion, you have the right to be heard first.
Okay, so basically what this is changing in the bill, if you remember last week with the motions that we made that was debated heavily, is basically kind of relates to the same thing. So the issue is if we don't strike these from this bill, it would actually make our Constitution and bylaws contradict, because this deals specifically with how the treasurer should be, how the treasurer would be dealing with the now non-existent chairperson. And so basically this just makes it so our bylaws are not contradicting each other.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Seeing none, we'll move into the voting period on this motion. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Motion carries. Moving back to the main item, is there anyone wishing to speak in debate? Senator Zacharias.
Motion to amend line 42. After the word university to add while Senate was in session. Before the comma.
Can you repeat that?
While Senate was in session.
This motion will require a second. Senator Mounts for the second. With that, is there, Senator Zacharias, it is your motion. You have the right to speak first.
So this statute is addressing the position of the student advocate. It's just clearing up, and I think it's wonderfully written, just clearing up the requirements for the student advocate, and I felt it necessary to add that 2 of the semesters had to be at the university while Senate was in session, just to avoid any complications, like if the applicant had been here in the spring and the summer. I don't think that's a full, accurate year where they would have been immersed in WSU's culture. So while Senate was in session, would make sure that they were here for a fall and a spring semester.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Peterson.
Motion to adopt by unanimous consent.
Any objections?
I object.
There's been an objection. We will move back into the debating period. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Wright.
I just don't think this amendment is necessary. I think it's fine if someone uses a summer semester to count towards their eligibility for this position.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Khan.
I personally think having someone in the cabinet position, it wouldn't make, it just, feels right in a way to have someone on campus while the Senate is in session, because that means we have a lot more students that they can interact with and they can get their issue and get the culture of this university, which they can get if they're here for the summers or, like one full session while the Senate is in session. But I personally think it just makes a lot more sense when you have a full year, because I feel like that is slightly different than doing one semester where everyone's on campus and then summer where there are not as many people.
Senator Flores.
Okay, so I actually lived here over the summer on campus and took classes on campus, and I can confirm that there is practically nobody here over the summer, and I do not think it is reflective of what an accurate semester would be considered as. And there was barely anyone that I would ever even walk across, while walking across campus. I would rarely see anyone else at all, even during what is considered the busiest parts of the day during the regular semester. So I do think that it is necessary that someone be attending the university with 2 semesters while Senate is in session during fall and spring semesters.
Senator Riccia.
I'd like to agree with Senator Wright. I think it's unnecessary because there's still a 4th semester requirement.
Senator Webb, do you still have a debate? Senator Zacharias.
So for the 4th semester requirements, I think that's just in total, and the 2 semesters have to be at WSU just because we have a different culture compared to other universities and other colleges. And for someone to understand the issues that students are experiencing on campus, I feel that they should experience the campus lifestyle.
Senator Mounts, do you still wish to debate?
I am in agreement with this amendment. Myself, coming in as a freshman, being here for a semester, I still didn't feel like I fully understood how WSU works, and it took me until about April to really kind of get a good feel for everything. And I know that's coming from the position of when I was a freshman, but also it is difficult to transfer in the middle of the fall and spring semester. Just I've heard from personal experiences from constituents. And so I think that getting a full year here at WSU to get not only acclimated to how WSU works in your classes, but to really meet new people and get those experiences on campus and really understand how the culture works here. That should be a requirement for someone who's being in a position as significant as the student advocate.
Senator Peterson, do you still wish to debate?
Yeah, I just wanted to add one more thing. Just to take into consideration, the summer semester is only really 2 months. I have taken as well summer classes here. It's roughly the beginning of June through the end of August or the middle of August. So when you take that into consideration of the fall and spring semester, how long they are, I definitely think that it's important to add the amendment that we're proposing.
Senator Wing.
Personally, I think it is important to have the experience in campus. Considering summer, it is a semester, but summer policy considered to normal year policy is a lot different compared to a normal school year. Like parking is different, everything is different, class is different, and then a lot policy timeline is different as well. So in that position, I definitely think to be in university for a full year is really important to have the position because you need to know the resource around it.
Senator Webb.
I would like to agree with Senator Wright and what he said. I think that this amendment might inhibit some very qualified, very good people from applying just because they haven't had as much time, like spring and fall semesters on campus. And if I'm not mistaken, student advocates also serve over the summer. So I think that having a summer experience, even if it's different and may have less people, is also important and a unique perspective that people can bring.
Senator Flores, this is your second debate.
Yeah, one thing that I forgot to mention was that I think it's important to remember what demographics we would be leaving out if we were to consider a summer semester, if we consider that as counting, because the people that attend on campus are going to be people who are not from out of state. It's going to be people who are just from the Wichita area. For the most part, because everyone else is going home. And I think it's important to consider that we would be leaving out that these people who hypothetically would be applying for these positions would not be interacting with these portions of our student population.
Advisor Fonseca.
I'd just like to remind the Senate of the qualifications that elected officials have, especially considering that of the student body president and vice president. So as you're making your decision, regardless, to consider the qualifications that we already set for our top 2 elected officials of the association. So just think about that as well.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Mounts, this is...
Point of information, what are the specific qualifications for the president and vice president?
They just have to be a junior. That's it.
With a 2.5 GPA.
Yeah, 2.52. I thought that was a given. Yeah, 2.5 and a junior to be elected into the position.
With that, is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate? Senator Coates.
I'd like to say that I feel like it's already hard enough for us to find people interested in doing things with Student Government Association, and putting limitations on that, any more limitations, is probably not the best of ideas.
Senator Day.
Motion to close debate.
Motion does require a second. Senator Zacharias for the second. As a reminder, motions to close debate require a 2/3 majority. With that, all those in favor of closing debate, please raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed? Motion carries with 34 in favor. Moving out of debate into the voting period, All those in favor of this motion to add, I can't read it from this angle, sorry. While Senate was in session, please raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed? Motion does not carry, missing the mark with 14 in favor with the required 24. You can strike it. With that, we'll move back into the main item. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate? Senator Mounts.
Even though we are split on the decision specifically within Action 7, I still think that this bill, with the amendments that have been, or specifically with my amendment that has been made, does do a lot of important grammatical changes and other changes within the bylaws, and so I'll be voting in favor of the bill.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Seeing none, we'll move into the voting period. All those in favor, please raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed? With that, SB-62-026 passes its simple majority requirement with 32 in favor, 0 against, and 10 abstentions. With that, we'll move into item B. Chief shall read.
SB-62-035, Grant Recognition of Shockers for Life, authored by Maggie Hull, RSO Graduate Assistant, Gabriel Fonseca, Assistant Director of Student Involvement, Mariah Stover, Shockers for Life Representative, and Kyle Lisner, Shockers for Life Representative.
Moving into the debate period on this item, is there anyone wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Peterson.
So I have talked to my constituents about what they felt about this, being that we had already heard the representatives from the proposed amendment speak. And although I won't be voting against, just for the fact that I can't deny a club the right to assemble or the right to represent, I have not only heard from my constituents, but from other members that have reached out to me that they're not necessarily opposed to it, but more worried about what transparency will bring from this club or organization. So I just wanted to voice that for my constituents.
Thank you. Senator Tucker.
First, I'd like to speak to the credit of Shockers for Life. I had emailed them over the weekend and communicated with them very briefly, to which they had said they would gladly come in and speak in public forum to us today to answer some of the questions that I had posed to them, and I appreciate that very much. I think it speaks very highly to their intentions. That said, I do still have some hesitation about the group as a whole, not because of how do I say this? the issues that I hold right now as it stands with this particular group has to do with the interactions between the advocation of any sort of legislation or act restricting an individual's rights with that of religious beliefs. So what I'm trying to say is the issue I have and the issues that my constituents have made clear to me in our conversations is that there's a conflict of interest of sorts that arises here, a philosophical question that I think should be at least considered before we vote. It should give us pause. And having said that, I'll yield.
Senator Flores.
So I personally, my own beliefs do not align with Shockers for Life, but I do not think that is going to play a factor for my vote tonight because there has been a precedent that has been set. A few years ago, there was a group that came before SGA, and SGA voted to not recognize them, and it became a large issue with the issue eventually being taken up to the Supreme Court of Wichita State. And so I think, the Supreme Court overturned what the SGA ruling had been. So I think it's important that it's our job as senators not to vote with our own personal biases, but also to consider our constituents whose beliefs don't align with our own as well, because they are also our constituents. And so even though I personally do not agree with what the group is promoting, I do believe that I have a responsibility to represent them and make sure that their voices are heard, just as I expect that someone would do the same for me.
Senator Mounts.
So I have also heard a lot of concern from my constituents about this group. And again, my personal beliefs do not line up with this group. That being said, it is not my position to deny this group the freedom of their expression, but I also need to go with how my constituents feel. That being said, these people who are part of Shockers of Life are my constituents, so I will actually be abstaining from this vote.
Senator Zacharias.
I will be voting in favor for this because, as Senator Mounts spoke, it is not our right to tell them not to voice their personal expressions and such, as well as if all of the concerns about what this group may do are not relevant, they have done nothing wrong, and any of those concerns line up with the RSO's, the behaviors that the RSO does not go with. If they violate any of the terms for their organization, it's the same thing as if any organization violated those. And so I think we should go ahead and recognize this organization because they have done nothing wrong. There is no reason to question them.
Senator Wing.
I just have a question about their organization name. It's Shockers for Life. So Shockers consider everybody, and then is there regulation about using this word? Because
I'm sorry,
Shockers...
Senator Wing. We're in the debate period, not the questioning period.
Okay, well, I can't vote in favor because literally Shockers for Life means everybody is standing for life. And then that it's not everybody, yeah.
Senator Khan.
I would just like to address the issue of the previous senator. It's understandable that Shockers for Life might represent, or it might seem like everyone on campus, or it might be a little misleading, but you can also, someone might think that Shocker for Life might be us talking about an alumni organization. But if it were to be that, someone can also think that this organization might be pro-life. So it could go either way. So I think the name is not necessarily a issue here. And also, I would like to point out that college campuses are the places where you have these type of conversations, where you might feel uncomfortable, you might disagree with it, but these are the places where we need to open up. We need to talk to each other and in a civil way. So having this organization be part of Wichita State would be good, because we will learn how to talk to someone who might not hold the same point of view as us, because out in the real world, that's naturally the case. And I respect everyone else who might not agree with this. I respect their point of views, but we have to see this not from a personal bias, but as senators who are here to recognize organizations that are just wanting to have conversations and help out others in our community. So I will be voting in favor, and I encourage you to look into it and vote in favor as well.
Senator Gibson.
So this Shockers for Life has done everything to become an RSO, correctly. And I believe that if there are problems in the future, that we can handle that. If it turns aggressive in the future, we can handle that then. For right now, they have done nothing wrong. They are very open to opposition, and they welcome everyone who wants to talk about it. So I believe that they should become an RSO.
Senator Tucker.
I'd like to clarify my earlier statements. The representatives from Shockers for Life, they've made mention of this third pillar, which is what initially brought to light this philosophical debate of how one can advocate through a group for certain ideas. The issue at heart is, by allowing a certain group to advocate for any sort of restriction of rights or freedoms based on ideals not represented by the whole, is inherently non-inclusive. And for that reason, there is that question of, can we consider them an inclusive group, or are they faux inclusive, I suppose would be the best way of saying that. And that is the only point that I was trying to make. I yield.
Senator Ritchie, do you still have a debate? Senator Mounts.
So, referring back to what Senator Tucker said, I just don't think that we have that power to say no to an organization who are trying to express what they believe in. And they have made it very clear that they aren't going, at least for right now, that they aren't going to be exclusive to anybody, and that they are willing to have these kinds of hard conversations. And to kind of go back to what he mentioned, the previous senator had mentioned, I just think that when it comes to debating people's rights and something like this, if your opinion is differing, and this is coming from me, a person who is 100% pro-choice in this matter, I don't think it is our place as a governing body to say, yes, this is restricting someone's rights, this group is restricting someone's rights, we should vote them down, because we absolutely do not know. And without them not having done anything wrong, I believe sincerely that we should give them that chance to be an RSO, because we don't want to be known as that session that denied the pro-life group rights to voice their opinions on our college campus. And I know if a pro-choice group was up here today, I don't think we'd be having this conversation like we are about this group. And so I'm not going to be taking sides in this vote just because of the way my constituents believe. These people are both my constituents, and then I also have constituents against this. And so that is where my position is. But we should not just be denying this group because of what they could possibly do, because if they do something, then we are well within our rights to revoke their RSO recognition. So that's why I have taken the position I have, and that's why I urge you to take the position of not your personal beliefs and what you think might happen, but on the beliefs of your constituents, and the fact that they have not shown that they're going to do anything wrong.
Senator Khan, do you still have a debate?
Yes. So just, talking about the third pillar that was raised, it might seem like they might be very exclusive in a way, but then we can say that about many other different organizations here on campus, such as Muslimas for Change. In the title it says Muslimas, but anyone else is here or is welcome to join. And I think if we start putting those, not labels, but more on the side of, if we start making assumptions of who they are letting in or who they're not letting in, if that does take place, I feel like we have good enough, not good enough, but we do have like laws or the RSL handbook that, they can refer to and we follow for them to basically be in check. And they do what they're supposed to. And if we have any of those issues, we can take care of that by whatever necessary steps that are need to be taken.
Senator Gibson, do you still have a debate? Senator Wang?
Well, I definitely agree with what everyone says. As a student org, we can't stop them for being a student org, but my only concern is that as an organization with the Shockers for Life in the name, it represents university in certain kind of way. So that's my concern.
Trying to remember if you've already done it twice or not. Right? Yeah. Unfortunately, Robert's Rules doesn't allow more than 2 debates on the same topic in the same setting. So if you have a motion, by all means, otherwise I can't allow you to debate.
I have a point of information.
Very well.
Is it against university policy to have our name be in a political group?
I don't believe so. Gabe?
No, it's not. Let me take that back. No, it's not for recognized student organizations. A regular group out there can't use the university's name unless they're recognized by the student government. Nancy.
Okay, sorry. So we actually had this discussion a number of years ago with our general counsel, which is the attorneys for the university, and that's I would say not a ruling, but an opinion that they gave several years ago that if you are a recognized student group at Wichita State, you can use Shockers, Wichita State, WSU in your name if you're officially recognized. So those that aren't officially recognized, they can say we're the Glee Club at Wichita State University, but they can't say they're the Wichita State University Glee Club. So that is a conversation we had a number of years ago, and they clarified that if you are a recognized student group, regardless of whether you're political, cultural, honorary, whatever it is, that if you're recognized, you can use Wichita State's name or Shockers or WU, whatever it may be, in your name.
Sorry, Senator Wynn.
Alrighty, so what I'm going to say is a little bit different because I haven't had the chance to speak to my constituents, but I will speak on my past experience at a different university with a different identity. So I will say that a few years ago at my previous institution, whose identity is inherently Catholic because it's a private Catholic institution, for me it was really difficult to see when an organization, not like this, but an organization that was trying to become a registered student organization that was in support of LGBT on our campus was turned down. It was really difficult to handle as an LGBT student. So I think applying that experience to this, if we were to not approve this, I think it would be difficult to make an argument about why. I think for any student who looks at Wichita State like I did when I was looking for schools to transfer to, you always want to look at how inclusive that school is to how you feel, and I know that if I was to be a student or any of our constituents would be students that would like to join this organization and found out that it was voted down, I think that I would have the same feeling about that I did 3 years ago. So.
Senator Day.
Well, I have to sort of begrudgingly say I originally came into the session expecting to vote no, but I think I've sort of changed my mind, and I think I'm going to vote to allow the organization to become a registered student organization. I just cannot justify shutting down the existence of this group simply because we're suspicious of what they might do. And honestly, I am suspicious of what they might do. That is a legitimate concern of mine, but we do not know this by any means at all. And also, there's just the basic fact that we don't want to cause a negative reaction against SGA, like at all. That's not, and like, not that we can't do unpopular things, but like, this is going to cause a media storm if we vote to reject this organization. I just don't see how that's justifiable in any way, so I'll be voting in favor.
Senator Ritchie, was that a no? Senator Gibson?
Motion to end debate.
Does require a second. Senator Tubak with the second. With that, again, it does require a 2/3 vote in order to close debate. With that, all those in favor, please raise your hands and hold them high. All opposed? Thank you. Motion carries with 25 in favor with 24 required. Moving out of debate and into the voting period, all those in favor, please raise your hand high. All opposed? Any abstentions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 13. Do you hold them up again, please? Thank you. So, 3 makes that 10, another 10 makes that 20. With that, sorry, that was pretty loud. SB-62-035 passes its simple majority requirement with 21 in favor, none against, and 20 abstentions. Moving past item 9, new business, into item 10, swearing in. All those that were appointed, aside from chairs, please approach the podium. We'll get you sworn in. Ready? Let's raise your hand. Ready, Gabe? Yes. I hereby swear that I will faithfully serve the students of Wichita State University. Act in accordance with the Student Government Association Constitution. And fulfill all duties and responsibilities. Required of the office of.
At-large senator.
I will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve,
protect, and defend. The Constitution of the Student Government. Association of Wichita State University. Congratulations. You don't have to shake my hand, but if you want. I saw you. With that, we'll move into item 11, remarks and announcements. Does anybody have a remark or announcement at this time? Senator Mattson.
Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. If you are a business student or someone who's interested in graphic design or going into consulting, a student group on campus called Barton International Group is currently accepting applications for membership. They are due September 8th. You can find them on bartoninternationalgroup.com. It's a really great way to get real-world experience and work in the Wichita business community. Please ask myself, DPR Haas. If you have any questions, we are both involved. Thank you.
Any other remarks and announcements? Senator Kendrick.
Just really quick, this last vote kind of bothered me a little bit. It was brought up that we didn't want to create media backlash or a firestorm or mention anything controversial. I just want you guys to be bold. I want us all to be bold and to have the audacity to actually legislate, not to be worried about media backlash, not to be worried about what people would say, because this is basically what we have to do, make tough decisions. And so while the media is present, let's just be bold in actually legislating and not acquiesce our voice, not acquiesce our vote. Be here and be present with it.
Senator Ritchie.
Oh, yeah. So I did post on Facebook those concert dates. There's still a lot missing. But since I do still want to put 2 concerts on blast because I think it's worth getting some airtime for them. One is the 12th of this month. It's a college concert. There are 5 different on-campus university ensembles performing at that one concert. The jazz band, the orchestra, the wind ensemble, madrigals, and Impulse Percussion Group. And then the other one is the 17th of this month as well. It's going to be the orchestra with the clarinet professor on campus, Professor Goder. She's wonderful. Both of those are at 7:30 in Miller. I would encourage you to go to those. I'm performing in the first one. And then encourage your constituents as well.
Senator Mounts.
All right, so I'm going to be plugging some ODI stuff. Actually, I guess one thing, but there is a Safe Zone LGBTQ plus training coming up on Tuesday, September 10th from 2:30 to 5 p.m. In Radigan Student Center 256. If I am correct, I believe we do have to attend at least one of those or something.
You do have to attend at least 8 hours worth of university trainings. That is one that would count, yes.
May I continue my announcement?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry, not to sound rude. Just didn't know if that's how if that's how the journal worked or Robert's rules. So, anyways, to register, just go to wichita.edu/safezone. I highly recommend it. It is something that my office does at least twice a semester, and it's something that personally I believe is really important and is really important, I think, for all of our senators to help represent the LGBTQ plus community better at Wichita State.
Senator Babin.
Yeah, so I'm Greek, and I just wanted to plug that Farmhouse Fraternity is having a $5 all-you-can-eat waffle night on Friday. So if you want tickets to that, it's on Friday. It's going to be really fun. Their waffles are delicious.
Senator Zacharias.
I had a question for Senator Babin. What time is that?
I'm not positive off the top of my...
Senator Miller.
So, next week is Navy Week, and I don't know if a lot of you know, but we're going to be having a Rear Admiral come out, and, Okay. So, the SVO is actually going to be having her at Grace Wilkie at our organization on the 10th of September from 3 to 4. everyone's allowed to come out. She's going to be a guest speaker.
And that's 105 Grace Wilkie Hall, correct?
Yes, that's 105 Grace Wilkie Hall.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Senator Coates.
I'd just like to plug it's called the Student Action Summit. Turning Point USA puts it on every year. It's the largest gathering of young conservative students in the entire nation. It's in West Palm Beach, Florida. You have to be 15 to 25 to get in. You can apply for funding for that through Turning Point if you're a member of one of the Turning Point chapters. And if you're involved, if you want to get involved in that, just talk to me later. But it's December 19th to the 22nd. It's in West Palm Beach. I'm telling you now because it fills up very fast, and there's only a few actual tickets that you can get. The tickets are $30, and the hotel rooms you can purchase, but they're highly subsidized because they rent out the entire hotel that they do in West Palm Beach. And it's an amazing event. They have huge speakers every year. Usually the president shows up, usually senators that are in the conservative movement that are heavily involved. It's just a fun way to connect with people, like-minded individuals. And if you're interested in that, I can help you get your application pushed up the ladder a little easier than just going onto the website and applying.
Senator Khan.
Hi, I just want to say today we did discuss a very heavy topic, and I am so happy to say that we were very respectful towards each other. And I mean, if someone asks me about SGA, I'm going to tell them, like, go watch this video, how we talk to each other and how civilized we were. And I just want to say sometimes it is difficult to put your biases aside and look at the picture with a neutral point of view. But when you do that, it helps, and it helps the other person as well. So I just want to say I'm very happy to call myself a senator, and I'm very happy to serve with all of you.
Senator Mounts.
I am, again, as I was last week, proud of everyone for the amount of debate we have. I felt like debate was something that the 61st session was lacking greatly because we shared quite a few same beliefs in the session, and so hearing everyone's opinions and everyone's ideas is something that I am glad that we have, because that means we are more representative of our student body. And so I congratulate everyone for speaking not only your opinions, but your constituents' beliefs, and making sure that all voices are heard here at this university and in SGA.
Seconded. Any other remarks and announcements? Senator Turan.
Although I'm an at-large, I'm also LAS, so ACS, which is American Chemical Society, for all my science nerds. Yeah, first meeting's next Monday, be there. And we also have lots of great volunteer opportunities with, like, Kristen McAuliffe Academy doing science experiments with 5th grade class, and community garden action too. So yeah, and then since we do some serious business here, don't forget to check out the state fair, have some fun. Okay, that's it.
Any other remarks and announcements? Seeing none, we'll move into item 12, final roll call. When I say your name, no. Meeting is adjourned at 8:48 with a silent roll call. For the committee chairs that were just appointed, could you come please see me?
Don't forget to do your senator hours tonight.